Welcome to Fair Game. I'm Kristine Leahy. My guest today is one of the toughest linebackers in the NFL and was one of the highlights of Hard Knocks this season with the Cleveland Browns. It is linebacker Christian Kirksey. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so I think a lot of people remember this about you, and it was one of the coolest things ever. There was a glitch in Madden that made you 14 inches tall.
Yeah.
How did you first find out about this glitch?
So I actually got like texts and calls from my friends, and one of my boys called me and was like, "Hey man, I think you should check Madden." I was like, what's going on?
You thought your score was going to be bad or something?
Yeah. He was like, just check Madden. So I'm checking Madden. I'm like, I don't see what you're talking about. Then he's like, all right, well, just go on Twitter. So I'm on Twitter, and I just see so many tweets like, bro, like you're 1'2". I'm like, well, how did I, get 1'2"? So this guy was explaining to me. He's like, well, I wanted to put you on the team, and so I got all my favorite players, put them on the Titans, and when he went to put me on the Titans, it just like messed up. So I'm like, wow, like I'm really 1'2", and my boy was like, man, this has been your dream to get on Madden. He's like, and now you 1'2". I'm like, nah, but that's cool, because it's been a story of my whole life. Everybody been telling me like I'm too small to play linebacker. When I went to Iowa, I was 185, and I thought I was gonna play safety, and they ended up moving me to linebacker. So it was just like, I'm cool with it. So I actually took it and ran with it. So
what was your favorite moment from this tiny Titan phase?
My favorite moment is just like the interaction with the fans. Because a lot of the kids was like reaching out to me like, oh man, it's so cool that, that you're the smallest guy to ever be on the game. And I just kind of made a slogan out of it, like no matter how small you are, like dream big, live big. And I just took it and ran with it. And then EA Sports hit me up and tried to do like a little commercial. So I did that, and it was pretty fun.
Did you ever consider switching positions?
So small story, I wanted to be a running back going into college. And my high school coach was like, I don't really see you as a running back. So he shattered my dreams, and he moved me to linebacker. And Coach Mike Jones, he was my head coach, and he made the game-winning tackle in the Super Bowl versus the Rams and the Titans. So he was like, man, you really should be a linebacker. I feel like that's your position. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm 185. He's had me doing ISOs every day against like two of the better linebackers that was on our team. And I'm like, man, like, what are you doing this for? And he was like, bro, like, you have what it takes to get to the league. So I'm like, all right. He's like, linebacker is gonna be your position. So I get to college, and I remember the coaches was like breaking everybody into groups, and this is my freshman year. So he was like, all right, all the receivers go this way, all the running backs go this way, all the linebackers, all the D-line. So I start running with the linebackers. So he was like, hey, the receivers are that way. I'm like, I'm not a receiver. Like, I'm a linebacker. And I thought that they was gonna move me to safety, but I ended up playing with linebacker in college. So
when people would say that you were too small, there was a story that your mom used to tell you, right? Yeah. What was that?
It was actually the David and Goliath story. So she always spoke on like, no matter what obstacles you have, you're always gonna have a chance to overcome it. So she told me the story about David and Goliath, and I was just applying that to my life. And we all know the story about, David had a little slingshot, defeated the giant. And it was basically like every obstacle in my life is a giant. But, if I have faith and I keep it going, then, I can achieve any goal and I can get past any obstacle. So I ended up getting that tatted on my arm, and I just carried it out through my life.
There was another obstacle for you. So you're playing football at Iowa, and you considered leaving football.
Yes. So going into college, my dad ended up passing. And as a kid, I was 17 years old, and you have a lot of things going on in your life. I went the furthest to school. I had a lot of questions unanswered, and boom, I get hit with that. I was telling my mom, I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna just stay around the house and, help her. And my coach actually allowed me to go back home, and we did all the funerals and stuff like that. And I actually just stayed like throughout the whole summer. And I was sitting there talking to my mom, like I'm good. Like I don't even need football. Like I get a job. It is what it is. And she told me, she was like, I really appreciate it and everything, and I understand what you're going through. She was like, but I don't think your dad would really, want you to just put your life on pause just because this situation happened. So I sat there and I thought about it, and was like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to school. I was there for training camp, and I ended up, playing my freshman year when they said I was gonna redshirt, but I had different plans in my mind. So that was throughout that whole little time, but it made me who I am today.
Yeah, you wound up making it to the NFL,
Yes,
which is
I
a
did.
pretty great accomplishment.
Yeah.
So you go to the Browns, and you're there in some tough times for the Browns,
Woo,
including the 2017 season where there were no wins.
Yes.
I'm glad you can smile about this now. Tell me about the mood in that locker room. Like, how do you get up game after game?
Well, you know, coming into the league, we won 7 games my rookie year.
Okay.
Then we won 3 games the following year.
Yeah.
Then we won 1 game the following year
There's
after
a
that.
gradual digression.
Then we won no games, but I can say through that whole time, you really understand your players and your teammates. So the year that we won 1 game, we won 1 in 15. We won that game on like the week of Christmas. Mm-hmm. So for us to win that late in the season, it shows you like, you know, the character of the men in that locker room. Most guys would be like, all right, man, the season's over.
Yeah.
Let me make my plans for off season. Let me see what vacations I'm going on. But really was all we had because we was the laughing stock of the league. I couldn't joke around with football with any of my buddies. They like, bro, you play for the Browns, this and that. Mm-hmm. So like, I think it pulled us together closer because we knew, all right, one day we're gonna get over the hump. One day, you know, things are gonna change. We're gonna start winning. And I mean, the team's completely different now. I mean, I'm actually like the longest Browns on the team. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm only going into year 6.
You're a vet.
But, I guess.
Yeah.
But it really shows you the type of players you got on the team, and obviously, you know, we never want to have that feeling again to where like, you know, people are just laughing at us like, oh man, y'all just made history going on 16. But I think that's what made this year so special is that, you know, we stayed together. You know, we had one focus and we kind of blocked out the outside.
Yeah. And
we was like, all right, we know we're 0-16. We know what we need to do to win. And I think that John Dorsey put together a crazy team, and which is going to get even better with, you know, more draft picks and more free agency. But I think that we got the right process and plan. So